Hi everyone, welcome back to 8th class Physical Science chapter Coal and Petroleum part 2. In this part 2, let us start with activity 2. Activity 2, resources abundant and resources limited. We have to find out what are the resources are abundant, that means inexhaustible, and what are the resources are limited, exhaustible. Exhaustible resources, inexhaustible resources. Inexhaustible resources are abundant, exhaustible resources are limited. So what are the resources are abundant? Solar energy. If you use as much as you want, it will be abundant, it will be available. And wind energy, abundant. And one more, tidal energy, abundant. Biomass, biomass energy is also abundant, and water is abundant. These resources are abundant, it's available. And what about resources limited? Coal, coal is limited, and petroleum is also limited, and natural gas is also limited. Okay, next one, is petroleum limited? Is petroleum limited? Let us know some details about petroleum. Is petroleum exhaustible? Is petroleum exhaustible? If you see the history of production of oil during 1859 to 1969, the production of the oil was 227 billion barrels. 227 billion barrels. During this 1859 to 1969, 100 years, the oil was extracted 227 billion barrels. That means the 50% of the production of the oil was extracted the first 100 years. Another 50% of the oil, another 50% of the oil extracted another next 10 years, that is 1959 to 1969. In this 10 years, another 50% of the oil was extracted. Now, in the present time, the rate of consumption of oil was more excess than the production of the oil. So if you use like this, in the future there will be no petroleum available. So that is why petroleum is exhaustible. We have to use it properly. Otherwise, there will be no petroleum available in the future. Now we have a question. What will happen if fossil fuels like coal and petroleum are completely exhausted? Fossil fuels like coal and petroleum are completely exhausted. What will happen in the future? So our answers will be, what will happen? For cooking purpose we need fuel. So if there is no fuels like coal and petroleum, what happens? There would be no fuel for cooking we will not get any fuel. If coal and petroleum completely exhausted, there would be no fuel for cooking. Another one, there would be no fuel for transport. For transport purpose also, we are using this petroleum and coal. So if there is no petroleum and coal, there would be no fuel for transport. And the third one, there would be no fuel for running machinery. So machinery means in the industries, machines work by the help of coal and petroleum. Machines need fuel. So if there is no coal and petroleum, machines also will not work. And next one, there would be no fuel for producing electricity. To produce electricity also, we need fuel like coal and petroleum. So if there is no coal and petroleum, there would be no fuel for producing electricity. So the result is the life on the earth will become miserable. The life on the earth becomes miserable. The next question, what would be our future energy resources? That means if really coal and petroleum are completely exhausted, we have to suffer. So that is why we have to depend on other resources. So what will be the other resources? What would be the other resources? Let us think out. What would be our future resources? Future energy resources. So definitely we have to depend on solar energy and wind energy. We have to depend on wind energy and tidal energy, and one more, water energy also, one more, biomass energy also we have to depend on. So these will be our future energy resources. The entire research and development, R&D. R&D means research and development. The entire research and development in the field of sources of energy shows that the present rate of use of conventional energy sources like fossil fuels will not last for long. That means these fossil fuels will not available in the future. So present only 10% of non-conventional use. 10% of non-conventional energy resources like solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy we are using, only 10%. So in the future, we have to depend on completely solar and wind, tidal energies because they are inexhaustible and available abundantly in the nature. So we have to develop using the solar energy, wind energy and tidal energy, etc. Next question, are the fossil fuels resources available plenty to meet the future energy needs? No, our answer is exactly no. The fossil fuels resources are not available plenty to meet our future energy resources. A survey gives an information that about by 2015, already this is 2020, the world people would be consume half of total reserves of petroleum. Half of the reserved petroleum already by 2015 it's consumed. Coal also exhaustible resource. we can meet our needs with coal for another 250 to 300 years at the current rate of use. 250 to 300 years we can use this coal. If you use whatever we are using for the current rate of use, we can use another 250 to 300 years we can use this coal. Coal is available. What actions required to meet future energy needs? So future energy needs, what actions, what we have to do to save this coal and petroleum? For future needs, what we have to cultivate habits? What are the actions we have to do? Let us see one by one. What actions required to meet the future energy needs? For our future energy needs, we have to cultivate some actions. What is that? First one, do not waste for unnecessary activities. So fuel should not be wasted for unnecessary activities. And second one, the energy should be properly utilized and the wastage should be minimized. The energy should be properly utilized. We have to use properly and wastage should be minimized. And third one, usage of bicycle in place of motor vehicle for smaller distance. If you want to travel small distances, instead of using motor vehicle, you can use bicycle. And fourth one, using public transport vehicles like bus, train, etc. for traveling larger distances. If you want to travel larger distances, instead of using your own vehicle, you can use public transport vehicles. That is also minimize the wastage of energy. And fifth one, the engine of a vehicle thoroughly serviced in order to minimize fuel consumption. So maintenance of the vehicle, that means engine should be thoroughly serviced. Then the engine will work properly, consumption of the oil will reduced. And next one, alternative resources like solar energy, wind energy and tidal energy, and this energy should be utilized more. Then by doing all these actions, by maintaining all these actions, we can meet our future energy needs. That means the energy is also available in the future if you follow these steps. Do you know? Next one, do you know? Biodiesel, an alternative fuel source. So we have another alternative source, that is biodiesel. Biofuels are one of the major non-conventional energy resources. So we can use this biodiesel. This is a major non-conventional energy sources. So they are non-toxic and renewable. Non-toxic, that means they are not poisonous. Non-toxic, and these are also renewable resources. So that is why we can use biodiesel as an alternative fuel. Biodiesel, one of the biofuel which is alternative or additive fuel source to the standard diesel fuel which is used now. It is made from the biological ingredients instead of petroleum or crude oil. Biodiesel usually made from the plant oils or animal fat through a series of chemical reactions. Through animal fats and plants oil, by using this some chemicals, we can produce this biodiesel. It is safe and can be used in diesel engines. So in diesel engines we can use this biodiesel because it is prepared from the plant oils and animal fats. It's safe also because it is non-toxic and it is renewable also. But for cultivating plants and for rearing these animals, we need more cultivable land. More cultivable land. Cultivable land means, so this cultivable land we need to cultivate food crops. So if you cultivate this biodiesel purpose, if you use more cultivable land, then there will be a shortage of food. Food shortage will happen because we are using more cultivable land for the production of this biodiesel plants and for rearing grass for the animals also. This is the major disadvantage of biodiesel. So my dear friends, let us conclude this session with a home task. So already what we have discussed in this class. So I will ask some questions. You have to answer and send me. First question, what will happen if fossil fuels like coal and petroleum are completely exhausted? If coal and petroleum are completely exhausted, what will happen? And second question, what actions required to meet the future energy needs? To meet our future energy needs, what actions are required? Already we have discussed 6 points. You can read it and write down. And next question, third question, what is the unit for measuring oil in oil industries? In oil industry, what is the unit for measuring a large quantity of oil? What is the unit using in oil industry? So these 3 questions you have to answer and take a snap and send to me. We will meet again in the next class. If you have any questions and doubts, you can message me. Thank you. If you want to take this screenshot home task, you can take this screenshot.